When any statement in instructional material is identified by the instructor to be a theory, the instructor shall instruct the class to make a marginal notation that the statement is a theory. I believe this stems from the deep-rooted impulse of the authors and sponsors of this bill to improve accuracy in our textbooks and our educational institutions. If something has not been proven, it should not be presented as proven. I am 100% in favor of that. And it's not just the theory of evolution that is being taught as fact all over Arkansas. There are theories being taught as if they were fact in the state of Arkansas, the extent of which will shock you. I recently went through the library of the University of Central Arkansas with all of those books, all 350,000 of them or so, purchased at taxpayer expense, and was astonished at what I found, at the enormous range of theories, of unproven assertions that are being taught as if they were simple facts. And it victimizes everyone, folks. I'll demonstrate. Leaving the question of evolution aside, they are teaching the unproved notion that all life is made of cells. This is called the cell theory. It was come up with by two German botanists named Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Schwann in 1841. But it's only a theory. It has not been absolutely proven. And yet the medical students in our University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences are being victimized by being taught only the cell theory and not alternatives. Shut up. You'll find references in these books, in our textbooks and our library books, to the germ theory of disease concocted by Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch. This is the unproved notion that microscopic bacteria, which you can't actually see with your unaided eye, can make you sick. And it's labeled as such in the textbooks and in the reference books that we deal with. It is only a theory. It is not proven that opening unmarked envelopes sent to you and breathing in white powder that you find is actually bad for you. We cannot offer scientific proof of this. If Dr. Hovind were to offer $250,000 for proof of the germ theory, he'd be able to hang on to his money for a very long time. There's also the heliocentric theory, going back to the 1600s, the theory of Copernicus. It's the unproved notion that the Earth goes around the sun and that it spins while it's doing so. And it's not only unproved, it's unbiblical. Dr. Hovind, you've mentioned earlier that the Earth was spinning over 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. If I wrote that down correctly, there is a verse in the Psalms, I believe it's Psalm 91, that says, "The earth also is established, therefore it shall not be moved." Clearly you were calling King David a liar. And your tax dollars are being used to defend this preposterous notion that the earth actually goes around the sun and that it's round. There is actually a group of biblical flat earthers based out of Lancaster, California, with some very interesting information on the web. And this is not being presented in our astronomy classes. There's more. There is this unproved notion called electromagnetic theory that is being taught as if it were fact to our engineers and our physicists and our electronics technicians, that supposedly explains electricity and magnetism, but it's only a theory. I did some reading in engineering textbooks. It penetrated even there. You will find references in these textbooks to plasticity theory. This is only a theory. It is not proved that metals bend in a particular way when you put weight on them. And finally, the atomic theory, the utterly unproved notion, which a number of prominent physicists like the German Ernst Mach have disagreed with, that everything is made up of some sort of invisible atoms that you can't actually see. Our architects and our engineers are being victimized by only being taught one version, by not being allowed to, by being forced to use plasticity theory, by being forced to use this mechanical, unproven notion when they design bridges and buildings, for the very picayune reason that the bridges and buildings would fall down if they didn't. That's not good enough reason. We need to expose them to a wide range. Just an example, a so-called educational website on disease clearly mentions the germ theory of disease. Not proven, not fact, merely a theory. Yet our medical schools indoctrinate thousands of doctors each year with the unproven notion that little living things crawling around in the air can make you ill. Germ theory. A common biology textbook, Life, the Science of Biology, calls this the fourth organizing concept in all of biology, but it's only a theory. It's the cell theory, the notion that organisms are composed of cells and that the cell is therefore the basic building block of life. We need to present a wider range of alternatives. A very common astronomy textbook, the heliocentric theory, the idea Copernicus came up with. The new theory was supported at the outset by no convincing proof. And if they have proved it, why are they still referring to it as the heliocentric theory? I would really like to know. Common physics reference. We got this out of their library. It's a whole book called Theoretical Physics. Not practical physics, not the sort of thing people would use. It talks about the theory of the electromagnetic field, this unproven notion of a bunch of numbers and symbols and equations that I couldn't understand, that allegedly explain what's going on in my computer right now. Why are we teaching them only this? Theory of relativity, I don't even want to go into. Common engineering textbook, we find again the theory of plasticity, dislocation theory. There's a close-up, if you couldn't see the original, the theory of initial and continued yielding. All of these ways for building solid bridges and solid buildings are being presented as if they were fact, but it's clear from the textbooks that I have seen in the library that they're being what they really are is unproven speculation. They are religions. We are indoctrinating our doctors with the religion that bacteria creep around in the air. So, Dr. Hovind, I think I fundamentally agree with you about the impact that evolution has had on society, but it has its tentacles in areas much farther than just biology. Our society is being eroded at the core from the widespread acceptance of unproven theories in everything from building design, bridge design, aircraft design, to physics and to chemistry. And I say, I agree, we should tear all of these pages out and remove all of these books from our libraries and do nothing whatsoever but teach facts. Thank you very much.